Good morning. It is 6:44. Welcome back to a great day for this Tuesday, 11th day of March. And look who has joined us. Dun, 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 dun.
We go from Panama, a song about a car, to Round the Car Guy.
Mike has it together this morning, doesn't he? He puts the music together much better than Stan.
No. It's actually Charlie who puts the music out. Yes.
Charlie makes me sound good.
Yes.
He doesn't have a lot to work with, but he does do a good job.
Gives you that Darth Vader voice. Turn a few knobs back there. Hello, I'm Ron.
He's got a new soundboard. I was watching him play with that back there.
Fancy.
That's
but
right.
You've been fancy pants. You've been going and doing some crazy things.
We have been doing some crazy things. One thing I was going to talk about a little bit today, and at first I thought, people don't care. But then the more I thought about it, I decided people should care, so I was going to talk about it. And it's about training for people.
What kind of training? Answer is, you almost did it?
Car guy training.
Oh, Army training. You almost did it. Army training.
But anyway, this past week and weekend, we annually there's a large training event down in Kansas City, and we close the shop and we take all the technicians and the front counter people and we go down there and get a lot of training in a short period of time. And the event's called Vision. It's put on by the ASA, the Automotive Service Association.
Okay, there's Ron and his guys.
He even takes his guys out to the lunch.
Yeah, their vision is to eat.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, that was one of our visions. We did that was at the Hereford House in Kansas City.
Ooh, good place.
Oh yeah, really good place. That's an annual tradition. But we're really fortunate. I don't know who that guy is there over, but that was a power panel they had where the audience could ask questions and receive answers on different industry topics, and they couldn't find anyone else to fill that seat, so they put me in there.
What kind of question?
Kind of like this show.
What kind of question did they ask you?
Oh wow, there I was manning the ASA booth, giving out worthless information or inaccurate information, but I did it.
Looks like you're in a spaceship.
Yeah.
It was kind of a spaceship type thing, but some of the questions at that power panel, particular one, it was on like customer care, customer retention, the stuff that I focus on, at the shop, not so much the technical. But they also had technical training classes for the mechanics and the technicians. Our group of people actually, we took a combined total of over 110 hours worth of training.
Oh my goodness!
And it's a large event. It's the largest one in the country.
Really?
There was over 3,000 registered car guys there. And they provided a combined total of over 17,000 hours worth of training over a 4-day period. And we're just so fortunate to have it, this close to Des Moines. I mean, it's in Kansas City. There was people there from 34 different states and 4 provinces in Canada. I mean, it's really a big deal, and it's some of the better training available. I mean, we go to training, throughout the year. There's but this is way different than a class that a manufacturer brings to town and puts on at night in a hotel for 2 or 3 hours. I mean, this is
intense.
It is, and it's real high quality training. So.
Well, I can see when you look at how much cars have changed, even over the past 15 years, where it would be hard to keep up. I mean, there's so much technology changing in those automobiles. Exactly,
and even, I mean, I've been doing this for 30 years, and I look at some of the stuff that comes through the door, and a great example is the new Ford Escapes. I don't know if you've seen those. I mean, those are a great looking vehicle. I mean, they're an awesome looking vehicle. It takes input from 7 modules, 7 electronic boxes, to roll up the driver's side window.
What?
It takes input.
So if the window is not functioning properly, there's possibly one of 7 devices could not be working.
Plus your wiring and the motor and everything else. So it's probably closer to 11 devices. And people don't we used to do it with a switch and a relay. Right. Or actually the early ones were just a big heavy duty switch. We didn't even need a relay. We had a fuse, a switch, and some wire. But people don't realize that, and so when you take your vehicle in for something that seems simple, like, hey, my left window won't go up or won't go down, whatever the situation is, and all of a sudden the place wants $100 to diagnose it. Well, they've got a highly trained technician that they're paying $35 an hour for, and they got to plug in a scan tool that costs $4,000 or $5,000. Just to tell you why your window don't go up, and so it's not as simple as my window don't go up. It's like, oh, it's that one part that fails all the time.
It's the fuse, yeah,
exactly, or it needs a motor or something. I mean, we might come back with that as the final decision, but there's just so much to test and check, and it pains me sometimes because we go to these events, we go to this training, and you see the same people from the same shops there, and then there's some people, I don't know if they have technicians that are smarter than mine and they don't need to go to training, but you see places that aren't there training, and you wonder how they're keeping up with technology and how they're fixing vehicles, and it's just really important that the people working on your car have the right equipment and the right knowledge to do that. It's
gives you a one-up on them.
Well, yeah, not even necessarily a one-up. I mean, it's implied that when you take your car in to get it fixed, it's going to be fixed. But it could be a matter of did it take an hour to fix it, or did it take 2 hours? Did it take one part to fix it, or did it take 3 parts to fix it? I mean, the end result could be in your best interest to make sure that it's done right and done safely.
Well,
so it
if
lasts
it's
a long
anything
time.
like my line of work, there are probably shops and that don't invest in it and don't pay to send their people there, and it costs money and it takes time to do it. And I imagine it's
so. Are you saying there's TV stations that don't send meteorologists to training and don't invest?
Oh yeah, more and more. Yeah. No, not here. I get to go here, but there are more and more.
But no, well, and it's any profession. I mean, technology. I mean, look at what we're doing with iPads and all the equipment and stuff, and even just in the 2 years that this show's been put on. I mean, I don't mean to bring up a dirty word, but I mean TriCasters and all the equipment upgrades and stuff.
You can leave any time now. Okay. Thanks for coming, Ron. Okay.
Ted Stevens is shaking in his boots right now.
Oh, he doesn't watch the show. So you've been
the duct tape is 10 feet away from us right there.
You've been around for a while, Ron. It's true. And you obviously know what you're talking about. What was your big takeaway from this event that you're at this year?
Well, what I focus on when I go there is, we look at more, management and operations, OSHA laws, things that affect operating the business. I don't train on how to fix cars or diagnose a diesel or something like that. But what I did notice, my big takeaway is emerging technologies. Just by looking at the class offering to the technicians going there. I mean, diesel is coming on really strong, and we've talked about that on the show before.
Right.
And then the other thing that's really picking up for training, as far as technicians, is hybrid technology is out there as well. But I'm just fortunate that I've got an awesome group of people that work for me that embrace training. I mean, all my technicians, look forward to going to this training. They loved it. They give me good feedback on it, and even the people that work up front, Jeff and Brian and Joe. I mean, they took some different types of training, and they all had positive feedback. And I've said it before, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's those guys that make the place work and work as well as it does. It isn't me. I just try to make the phone ring.
And you guys do an awesome job.
Well, thank you.
They really do.
Thank you.
They get it, as they say in the industry.
They do.
They get it.
They do. And the big takeaway here with this show is just ask. Just make sure that the people working on your car have the resources and the knowledge to do what you're asking them to do.
Well, wonderful. Well, good job, and I'm glad you had a chance to go down there and have everybody learn something new.
Yeah, and everybody had a good meal.
That's the real takeaway.
Which is the real takeaway.
Yeah, if we didn't bribe them with food, they wouldn't
to
go.
the root of the real takeaway from this trip. It is 6:53. First of all, tell everybody where Westside Auto Pros is located.
We're in Clive. It's easy to find us. You can go to our website, westsideautopros.com. You can click on the Find Us tab, and it'll map Questy right there. We're just east of Seven Flags Fitness Center.
And if you have a question,
go to AskRonTheCarGuy.com. I answer all questions.
There you go. Perfect. We'll be right back. Totally serious news coming up next.